A wolf by any other name is still a wolf. What we see here is the surname alternative for wolf coming out of Europe, and that surname alternative is, of course, lupus. The ancient name lupus is a Norman name that would have been developed in England after the Norman conquest of 1066. This name is thought to have evolved from a nickname for an individual who bore some resemblance to a wolf, either in appearance or behavior. And here it gets interesting. Often Latinized as lupus and found in the French forms of Lou and Love. And here you can see Clan Lupus arrived in the Americas starting in the 1900s. And here we find the more standard anglicized version of this surname in the name Wolf. And you can see it coming out of the Netherlands, England, Germany, and Ireland. And it indicates the same thing that was indicated for lupus, only we have this basic standard word of wolf. But still, Latinized as lupus and found in the French forms of Lou and Love. So, what is this wolf clan all about? Wolf is another name for Seth. Of course it is. What else could it be? So we're going to look very quickly at this wolf lupus construct and this clan dynamic going on in Scotland or emerging out of Scotland. And actually, out of all of the monikers that have been applied to Seth, the wolf is perhaps the most appropriate moniker for Seth. It's the most appropriate description of the dynamics of Seth. Seth is very wolf-like. And here you can see the Scots were very clear about the understanding of this Seth name, its etymology, its origin. You can see here that in Britannica it indicates Seth is an Egyptian god, and then it gives the alternative names for Seth. And you can see this SETEKH, SETESH, or simply Set. Now, when you look down below, you see what's offered in the House of Names related to the surname of Seth. It indicates the surname Seth is derived from the Gaelic first name of Sutekh or Sutekh, and it's essentially the same name that is offered in terms of the Egyptian for Seth. And it indicates here that this name, Seth, means wolf. Based upon this crest and arms description of the family name Seth, it's highly unlikely that this is an accidental name. It indicates here the family name Seth has various variations across different cultures and regions. Okay, so this name is widespread. In India, it is commonly spelled SATH, so it gives us the variations here. This is very helpful. And then SATHYA, while in Arabic-speaking countries, it is often written as SAAD or SAID. You can also add to that SAUD. In Hebrew, the name is sometimes spelled as Set or Seti. Additionally, in some European countries, variations such as Seta, Set, and Seti with that double T can also be found. It also indicates these variations highlight the diverse ways in which the name Seth has been adapted and modified throughout history. Each variation carries its own unique cultural significance and pronunciation, adding to the richness and diversity of the name. It further indicates that whether it is spelled as Seth or Sath or Sod or any other variation, the name continues to be passed down through generations, connecting individuals to their ancestral roots and heritage. And so, again, this is a very intentional surname, and it is structured historically to tie individuals back to the original name. When you look at House of Names and the discussion about the etymology of this surname Seth, it indicates Seth was first used as a surname among the descendants of the ancient Scottish people known as the Picts. And so this name is going back pretty far. It's going to the Picts. The Picts are a very interesting historical group. If the narratives are correct, you might want to check them out so that you can get a better understanding of the Picts. It also indicates, again, the surname Seth is derived from the Gaelic, basically meaning wolf. It has also been noted that the name Seth or Seth is hiding in some other names and some other names that are not very obvious. And so it goes on to indicate here that a variation of the name Seth is the surname Shaw, Shaw. And this is also indicated as one of the Pict clans. And these individuals were understood as the ancestors of the first people to use the name Shaw. So this name goes back quite a ways there, and still it's indicating it means wolf. And here you can see some spelling variations for the name Seth, and you can see how some of the spelling variations lead you directly to Shaw, Shaw or Shawe, but you also see this Gaelic translation or transliteration, and it doesn't immediately make you think of Seth either. However, if you look very closely, you will see Seth embedded in this Gaelic variation. I want to point out that ancient Scotland has been dispersed, and so they have been dispatched all over the world. And so when looking at some of these discussions, it's referring to people who are no longer in Scotland. Now, there has been great care taken, apparently, in maintaining the history, the lineages of these various clans. And remember, Scotland is a clan system. And what's also important to remember about that is that wherever Scotland went, that clan system went. And you see the manifestations of these clan systems among the indigenous people of the Americas, no doubt, many of which had significant contacts with the Scots. So what we see here is information about the legacy of this Seth name. And you can see here that what is being used for this overall clan name is that Egyptian variation of this name. And so you see that SITHECH. And so the wolf, this is the wolf clan. They have an interesting motto. Actually, there's more than one motto. Okay, we'll talk about that one too. But this motto is, "He conquers who endures." It indicates here that Clan Shaw are a Highland clan and one of the principal clans of the ancient Chatan Confederation or Chatan Confederation. Surely you should see Chata in there, okay? It indicates further the Shaws are descended from Shaw Macduff, a son of the Earl of Fife. Okay, so it goes on with the history of this particular clan by all of these, names that they have. What's also interesting, again, is the motto. And so there's another motto that is being given for the Shaw clan, the Seth clan, the Set clan, and it is by fidelity and fortitude. Now, there is another motto that apparently goes with that, and it is, "I mean well." Yes, I mean well. Okay. And so to finish this out, we're just going to look at some of these transliterations. Again, some of them just do not stand out in terms of automatically seeing the relationship between these names and Seth. But again, great care has apparently been taken to make sure that these lineages are able to trace themselves back to Seth. So it indicates here, you see the name Shah, and then you see variations of it. So you see the SHAW, SCHAWE, SHAWE, SCHAW, simply SHA, SCHAU, SAYTHE, SCHEOK, SCHIACH. So there's so many variations. And so you can get a sense here of the diversity. And you can also get a sense of where these names have traveled to based upon the way that they are being spelled. Here we see some additional variations. Some of them stand out as being connected, but then some of them don't. You have Shay, and then you have swthéh, you have SEITH, you have Sheehan, Isone, ISONE. Again, some of these just don't automatically look like they are tracing back to Seth or Shah, but apparently they do. SYTHOCK, SEAH, SKAITH. Again, there's just quite a bit of variety here. Now the sheath down at the bottom, that definitely stands out as being connected to Seth. And here you can see straight Seth. Also notice Sith. If you are not familiar with Sith, you might want to check out a Star Wars episode or two to get an idea of Sith. You also see Seth again, and Shah, and Shiok, and Seth, and Saith, and Shays. And here you can see very specifically that SITHECH name, SYTHAG, SHA again, SIACHE, SITHACH, again looking like the Egyptian variation there, and Shehan again, and Shiok. And finally, you see additional clan variations, SYTHOCK, SHIACH, SEITH again, SEATH. You see Sith over there. You see Shays with the S on the end, Seth again, and SEAH. Now, clearly, this is apparently meant as some bit of humor. And so you see this other motto for Seth, which is, I mean well. And here you can see the image that goes with the name Seth or Set and the surname Shah. It is also noteworthy that in scripture, when the wolf is discussed, you see the wolf discussed in relationship to what's known as the tribe of Benjamin. But you also see this construct of the wolf associated with false prophets and pastors. And so again, we are going to look at this wolf construct because there's also that idea, that overarching idea of a wolf in sheep's clothing. So much apparent effort has gone into preserving this Seth construct, the Seth name. You can see the transliterations going across various languages. There are so many different ways to say Set. It's almost like the idea of all roads lead to Rome. Many roads seem to lead to Seth also. And so one of the things to consider is not only all roads lead to Seth, but what is being articulated about this Seth dynamic. The wolf is a very interesting construct as a descriptor for Seth because of the various meanings attached to this construct of a wolf. And we're going to talk about one of those constructs. Interestingly, there is a construct related to wolf that you see in a lot of psychological discourse. And so we're going to touch on that.